'Tis the season to get outside and embrace winter, but you have to keep in mind your skin and the sun's rays. Here with more is dermatologist Dr. Julia Carroll on keeping our skin protected in the wintertime. Good morning.
Good morning. So it's a bit of a surprise that we're here talking about sunscreen on a December day.
A cold December day.
Right, right. But the sun is still out there. So I always tell my patients, if you can see your hand in front of your face, there's enough sunlight that you should be protecting yourself from the sun.
Okay.
And how much do you actually need? Because some people might say, I have SPF built into my moisturizer on a daily, or do you need something separate?
So in the winter, my number is 30 or higher. One of the sunscreens that I brought today has an SPF of 40 in it. It's a nice all-in-one. It's a little bit tinted. It's sheer. This one has happened to be physical sun blockers. And it's moisturizing as well. So if you can find something that hits all those notes, that can be your all-in-one. But at least a sun protection factor of 30.
What if we're concerned about not getting enough vitamin D? Because we hear about that too. The days are darker for a lot longer. What do we do?
Yeah. Well, I always tell people that if you really are concerned about vitamin D and that's important to you, you can't rely on the sun, particularly in the winter, to get you enough vitamin D. So then you want to look at supplementation, either through foods that contain extra vitamin D in them, or just taking a diet supplement, a vitamin D supplement on a daily basis covers your bases.
When you hit the summer, you always hear about reapplication, right? Every X amount of time, you need to put more. Yeah. How is it different in winter?
In the summer, unless you have an outdoor activity you're doing, for example, skiing, because 80% of the light bounces up from the snow. If you're just doing your daily activities, then honestly, I think you put it on in the morning. Most of us are inside, and then you're covered for the day.
Okay.
Let's talk about the drying air, because we're cranking that heat up. So what do we do to combat dryness?
So here's an interesting thing about dryness, is just to think about how it happens. So if you look at the humidity in the wintertime, for example, in a home, it sits around 40%. Now, our bodies are 60% water. So the reason that we get so dry is because that we're this giant sack of water walking around, and the air is pulling that water from us, trying to find a balance and an equilibrium. So adding an extra humidifier to especially your bedroom is a really great help. And then using some good products. I love oil cleansers. They're fantastic because you're washing your body in the shower, but you get that little bit of oil in, and they're amazing for shaving legs with.
Okay.
And then just good moisturizer that you want to put on when your body's still a little bit damp right out of the shower. That's very helpful as well.
They always say, right, you should, don't dry yourself off completely.
Add in all of that moisture from the bath or the shower.
Now, when you hear oil, you think it's counterintuitive, but it's the latest thing that you're hearing for face cleansing as well.
Face cleansing and
Why
body
is it so
cleansing.
great? Oil sort of works best with oil.
Well, oil is nice because it does actually have this property where it picks up some of the dirt, and then it leaves behind, that nice oil to hydrate, moisturize the skin.
Rather than drying, and then you have to overproduce oil, and you get more
Or go back and add more
breakouts.
products on top of it.
Okay.
On a more serious note, we talk about melanoma, and the rates are so high here in Canada, all over the world too, but here in Canada, they might surprise a lot of people.
Yes.
Are they increasing?
They are increasing in some categories and decreasing in others. The big thing is to be on the lookout. So we know statistically that it's usually the patients or their family members that find the melanomas. So you always want to look for the outlier. We have the ABCDs of melanoma. They're on the screen. But what I say to patients is look for the ugly duckling. Look for the one that looks like no other mole on your body. And then that's the one you should go see your dermatologist about.
And if it's changing rapidly, that's a sign too, right?
Yeah, so changing, a funny shape, the border is fuzzy, it's getting bigger, the color is getting darker. If you go to melanomanetwork.ca, they have great explanations in terms of what to look for melanomas.
Our lips, dry, chapped, nastiness. Okay.
So I'm going to talk about two addictions that Canadians have. So one addiction is lip balm. People have their lip balms, you go in their purse, they've got 5 different kinds, they've got and so a lot of these lip balms, they feel good when you put them on, but they have ingredients in them that are drying, minty, plant-based things that are all irritating. So the plainer, the better for lip balms. And the other addiction that we have is lip licking, because we feel like every time we lick our lips, we're moisturizing them.
Opposite.
Yes, because you put that water on, and then we're going back to that humidity in the air that's drawing the water off your lips and taking even more with it.
Okay.
So be cognizant of the fact if you're a lip licker to try to calm that down.
Okay.
Do we ask what that syringe is for?
Okay, this is so fun. So if you really want to pump up the hydration, this is injectable hydration. So
What?
it's something that I don't know if we
Now,
can
you can't
see
do
it
this
or
at
How
not.
does
home,
that work?
right?
So
This is
you can't do this at home. This is in office. So this particular one is called Volite, and you just inject little bits of hyaluronic acid in a grid on the face, and it doesn't change the way you look. It doesn't make you look plumped up, but it just improves the tone, the texture, the hydration level of your face. Lasts for about 9 months, and it's amazing. It's very trendy in Europe and just hitting Canada these days.
And your body naturally produces hyaluronic acid.
Exactly. So this is just cross-linked a little bit, so it will stay put, and you've never seen dewier skin than this.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe that's how J-Lo has her
That
glow.
might be
I'm
it.
sure she does.
Julia Carroll, thank you.
For more
so
information,
welcome.
where do we go, Dr. Carroll?
For melanomanetwork.ca for all the helpful information on melanoma.
Thank you so much.